Hi YouTube, another watch video this time. People seem to like watch videos. So today we're going to have a look at this Seiko Kinetic, which I've had for 20 years maybe, and the internal capacitor needs to be replaced, so we'll do that, have a look inside and hopefully get it back working again. So this is my Seiko Kinetic, which I've had since I think the early 2000s. I bought it in duty-free shop somewhere in the Middle East, I think, on a flight, as a stopover on a flight back from Nepal back to the UK. Treated myself to a watch on the way home, and it's in very good condition really. Obviously had it from new, it's been looked after, but as is common with many of these, the internal capacitor, which stores the movement from your wrist and charges up to power the watch overnight, it's slowly lost capacity. So you can see just from where I've moved the watch a little bit now, it's starting to tick, but no matter how much you try and charge it up, you can wear it all day, go and play a few matches of tennis or whatever, it still won't keep running for more than a few hours once you stop wearing it, which is very common. It just means the internal capacitor, which these were made with, has basically lost the ability to hold any charge, and so it needs to be replaced. The modern replacement, which I've got here, just got from an eBay seller, is, I believe, a battery. We'll have a closer look, but I think because rechargeable battery technology has improved since these watches were first made, instead of having a capacitor to store charge just for a few hours, the replacement is actually a battery that can be recharged by the movement of the watch, and then will, just like any quartz watch with a battery, it can power the watch for a very long time without any further energy being added to it. So we'll have a look at that. And I've also got a new gasket for the back, which hopefully I can fit if it's the right size, I'm not sure. So let's have a look on the back, just to show you what we've got. It is a 5M42 OH30 in titanium, so the case and the bracelet are all titanium, which makes it surprisingly light compared to a steel banded watch of a sort of similar size. And I'm going to start by loosening the strap to get that out of the way, I think. So this case back needs to unscrew, which is why it has these 6 recesses on the outside, and my set of tools comes with this sort of spanner which has adjustable reach on the 3 legs here. I just need to fit the correct tools into the 3 sockets there that will fit the back of the watch. That one looks like it's probably pretty close. Now it fits nicely. It's quite surprisingly fiddly actually. Just learning to use this tool. Try putting the watch into this little vise to see if that will help. Okay, that's got it, it's turning. Okay, that's loose. Let's see what it says inside the case there. Can't read that with my eyes. And now we can see the workings of the watch inside. So we've got the counterweight that moves as you move your wrist. This counterweight rocks around and generates electricity to charge up the capacitor. It's always quite a noisy mechanism. I don't know if that's normal for these watches, but as you can hear as I move it, hear a slight sort of mechanical crunching noise. I'm not actually sure how this mechanism works. I know Seiko did release a electromagnetic charger for these watches that you could just put the watch on and it would basically recharge just by having some sort of magnetic field that would induce a current into the charging mechanism without having to move the watch physically at all. It'd be interesting to get hold of one of those and see how that works. But for now, I just need to get a bit deeper in here and see if I can replace this, get the capacitor out. Other videos I've seen online, people have removed the rotor as the first step, but honestly I'm not sure if that's necessary because it looks like the capacitor should come out past this gear wheel. And just keep the rotor over to this side out of the way, so I'll try that first. Right, so very small screws. I've got a very fine screwdriver here to see if we can loosen those off. Not sure if this metal cover is going to have any tension on it. It doesn't seem to. So maybe I'm going to have to remove the rotor from the middle. I think that's undone. And that screw to one side as well. And the rotor should just come off. The rotor is also titanium in these watches, which is interesting. Could have just been steel, but that's exactly the same sort of light grey metal as the case. Now, is that going to help me get the cover plate out? Oh yeah, because the gear wheel is now loose as well. Okay, so let's get the gear wheel out of the way. So that makes life a lot easier. You can actually see just tiny pinions here between the tweezers. That's what this gear, the larger gear there, drives the very small gear there as it swings back and forth. It's obviously driving some sort of dynamo or something. So I've got the old metal cover plate off. Then we have this little insulating strip, just a piece of insulating material that goes on top of the capacitor, I guess to insulate it from the cover plates. I've got a replacement one of those in the kit. And then the capacitor itself now comes out quite easily, so that's obviously you do need to take that the rotor and the gear wheel off. So I'm just going to tip the replacement part out onto the cloth here next to the watch. And we'll just try and get this back in place so the positive goes down. Still moving freely as I move the watch around. The watch is now ticking. Let's keep stopping and starting. So I just need to kind of give it a sort of dance around the house with it for a little while, and then I'll come back and we'll see how it's doing. So unfortunately that didn't work the first time. The watch was all kind of working okay, but no matter how much I kind of shook the watch to try and charge it, it was only holding charge for sort of 10 seconds or so. So I've just decided to take it all apart again, and I think I had not quite got the new capacitor, the new battery installed in the right place, so the contacts weren't quite making contact. Particularly, it seems that this the little tab you can see at the top there, sort of a strangely shaped tab, needs to be above a little gold contact in the watch as it goes in, and I'd got it underneath, so I'm hoping that's what the problem is. I'm going to now reassemble it all again. So I actually see there's a tiny black peg here as well, just at the sort of 5 o'clock position from the centre of the watch. There's a tiny black peg there, which is obviously meant to, I can see now, engage with the little holes in the insulator and the back plate. So I'll try and get that assembled a bit better as well. Live and learn, that's why we do these things. It's all good fun. Okay, let's have a look and see what's happening on the other side. Okay. So now the watch is running perfectly happily without me even having to try and charge it up. And it's showing 20 seconds worth of charge. So if you're not familiar with these mechanisms, all these Seiko Kinetic mechanisms have a charge or power reserve indicator, I think they call it. And the idea is you press this button here, that's the only thing this button does. You press the button here, and the second hand will shoot forwards either 5 seconds, 10 seconds or 30 seconds, depending on how much power reserve you've got. I think that the 5-second mark is meant to mean 1 day's reserve, 10 seconds is 2 days, and the full 30 seconds is a week or something like that. So from what I've read online, I think because the voltage is different, the capacitor probably charges up to a higher voltage, maybe, I don't know, 3 volts, 2.5, 3 volts, and the battery only charges up to 1.5 volts. I don't know what the actual numbers are, but apparently the power reserve always indicates, it never indicates the full 30 seconds once you've done the upgrade that I've just done. But it is showing a 20-second reserve, so that's that indicates that the battery that I've just put in there is connected now. So the first time I did this, as you've just seen, when I turned the watch over, it wasn't running. I had to kind of jiggle it around to get the second hand to start, and that worked for a while. So there must be some kind of secondary capacitor in there that was able to hold a little bit of energy and keep it running just for 10 seconds or so, as long as you kept moving it. But it had no reserve at all, whereas now it's obviously got a good reserve. So something of a false start there, but the watch is now back together. Seems to be working correctly. Only time will tell. I'll have to give it a few days and make sure it carries on working, and see how just the passage of time and whether or not I wear it for a given day affects its charge status. But let's wait till it gets to the 30-second mark. It's still showing 20 seconds on the power reserve, which from what I've read, that's pretty much what it will do permanently from now on. So hopefully I get another 20 years out of it. It's a very nice watch, very nice and light, and I think the colour's nice instead of the standard sort of chrome or gold or whatever. I've still got the box for it somewhere, so yeah, hopefully it will be something I can keep and enjoy for many years to come. So thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed that, and see you next time.